My name is Logan Erickson, and I'm a freshman at the University of North Texas. At the beginning of this semester, I had no idea what I wanted to major in, so I was put into a UGST 1000 class to help me figure out what I wanted to do. Turns out that I learned a lot more than what I wanted to major in. There were a lot of speakers and campus field trips that taught me about the resources I have access to on campus, like the Learning Center and the Career Center. Knowing I had these resources allowed me to utilize them so I can become a better student. UGST also made me much more comfortable with cold calls and interviews. I am glad that I've become used to this because I know that I will use this skill in the future. I learned how to write a blog, how to use websites like LinkedIn, and even how to use Twitter. I know now how to use social media to market myself and make connections with potential employers.
Here are a few examples of my Twitter, blog, and LinkedIn profile.
I especially liked blogging because it was a fun way for me to express myself and get my thoughts out on the internet. Whenever we started, I thought I wanted to major in photography, but after interviewing a local photographer, I realized that there was too much business involved, which is not something that I'm really interested in pursuing. Then I thought I wanted to major in psychology and be a mental health counselor because I really like to help people and talk about their problems. But I decided I didn't want to major in psychology because it would be very stressful and emotionally draining to constantly be surrounded by difficult situations. I was confused and stressed and very worried that I had pretty much exhausted all possible careers and majors that I was interested in. I quickly learned, though, that I needed to accept and be okay with not knowing what my major was. In class, we talked about things that we valued. Although I value a lot of things, I narrowed it down to 4 main ones: expression, knowledge, independence, and creativity. I wanted to find a major that would lead me to a career where I could utilize these and stand by these values. I value creativity and expression because I'm the happiest when I am creating something. Whether it's writing, doodling, or crafting something, I always feel so at peace and happy. I value independence because I like to think I'm an independent person. Then I think about all the people I have been and still am dependent on. But when it comes down to it, I am the only person I depend on to make myself happy, which I think makes me independent enough. I value knowledge because I truly love to learn and never want to stop. I love being able to share what I know and learn from others. In UGST, we took the MBTI and Strong test, and I found out that my personality type was INFJ, which stands for introverted, intuition, feeling, and judging. This helped me evaluate how I work best and how I make decisions. I learned that I prefer to work independently or with small groups in an unstructured and flexible environment. The test also revealed that the themes that I'm interested in are artistic and investigative. I thought that this was really accurate because I'm very creative and like to express myself. I also really enjoy research and experimenting with different things. Although I am not very artistic, I would like to find a career where I am able to express myself and my thoughts creatively. My MBTI and Strong test also showed that I'm really interested in the social sciences, which is basically like studying people, groups, and culture, and suggested I take college courses like anthropology, ethnic studies, and sociology. This got me thinking about maybe majoring in anthropology, but I was discouraged because I hadn't heard of very many anthropologists in the workforce. I began exploring more and more and found that anthropologists work in many different fields and companies, like Google, Intel, and Pitney Bowes. They use their understanding of groups and different cultures to give people a different point of view. To get a better understanding of what being an anthropologist involved, I interviewed Dr. Susan Squires, who is an assistant professor of anthropology here at UNT. She gave me a lot of good insight. For example, most anthropologists actually call themselves ethnographers. I also found that people with degrees in anthropology can become museum curators, which is something that I would really love to do. I feel like being a museum curator would be perfect for me because there's an opportunity for independent work, travel, research, and you may even get to develop or set up exhibits. Developing and setting up exhibits would be a perfect way for me to be creative. Also, working in a museum really meshes with my values because museums are all about sharing knowledge, which is really important to me. One of my favorite things about UGST was the relationships I have formed. My classmates were my first friends here at UNT, and it made my transition a lot easier. I have also learned many things from my fellow classmates. Greg taught me that I need to have more patience in a group setting, especially a small enclosed space like a car. And Julia has taught me the importance of standing up for myself, and that quarterbacks can make touchdowns, but it isn't likely to happen. Overall, I'm extremely thankful to have been a part of UGST 1000. It has played a huge role in me beginning to understand who I am and what I am really passionate about.